I apologize for taking so long to make this tutorial, but it is finally here. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to need to do is install the installer for MinGW, which is sort of like a library of a lot of different files and programs that we need to set up our environment. So the first thing we need to do is install that, and you can just do a Google search for MinGW and SourceForge. And it should be the very first thing that comes up. And we'll need to browse all files because we need to download the Windows installer. Go to the installer directory, and as soon as that loads, we can click the MinGW get setup.exe file to download our program. And it's a very small program, should only take a couple of seconds to download. And as soon as it downloads, there we go, I will run it. Click run and install, and we need to leave all the default settings the same. That way all of our environments will be set up exactly the same. So continue, and this could take a couple of minutes, so I'm actually going to pause the tutorial until it finishes, and then get back to you. Alright, it only took about 30 seconds after I paused it, and it finished. We can now click continue, and it is going to pop up with the MinGW installation manager, and this is the program that we can use to actually install MinGW and all of the components that we're going to need. The first thing that we are going to need to install first, if I can get this to work, there we go. You can click all packages, and under MinGW we're going to want to click MinGW base system, and we're going to need to install this very first item. So we right click and mark for installation. Now the only compiler that this will actually install for us is the C compiler, and we don't actually want the C compiler. Well, we do want the C compiler, but we also want the C++ compiler. So we have to go down and mark this one, MinGW32 GCC G++, which is the GNU C++ compiler. So we have to mark that for installation. Now, this gives us a basic MinGW installation, but that does not include Flex or Bison. So we have to go down to MSYS and MinGW Developer Toolkit. And if we mark this for installation, it is going to include Flex and Bison and quite a few other tools that we can use. It should take a second. Alright, there we go. We can see it's selected Bison, it's selected Flex, and a couple of other things for us. Alright, so now that we have everything selected for installation, we need to click the installation button on the file menu up here and apply changes. And I'm going to click apply, and this could take between 10 and 20 minutes depending on your internet connection. So I'm going to pause the connection while it downloads all of the packages, and then when it extracts them. Alright, so after about 15 minutes it did finally finish downloading and extracting all of its packages. So now we can click close, and we are almost done. The only other thing that we have to do is we need to test to make sure that our installation works. And to do that we need to add the correct locations to our system's path so that from the terminal we can access all of the programs that we need, which would be G++, Flex, and Bison. So open up Windows Explorer, right click on my computer and go to Properties and Advanced System Settings. Alrighty. Now that we're under Advanced System Settings, we need to go to Environment Variables and Path. And I actually already have it on my path because I've installed it previously, but you need to add the C:\mingw /bin folder to your path, and we can see the folder right here, MinGW and bin. So if you add this folder to your path, it'll be able to find the G++ file here, In fact, to get, well, I'm sure you guys all know how to add stuff to your path. Basically, just get the file path for one of these files and put it in here and end it with a semicolon. Should look just like that. And there is one other directory that we have to add to our path, and this is the MSYS MinGW developer toolkit that we installed, and this contains all the files for Flex and Bison, and that is located under MSYS 1.0 and bin. And let's see, we can see that Bison is right there, and we should see Flex here as well. Yep, and there we have flex.exe. So right click any of the files in here, go to properties, and copy the location. I did Control C to copy, and you can close this out now, and add this to the end of the path as well. Paste, and then add a semicolon after it. Alright, click OK, OK, OK. We can close this out, and now we need to open up a command prompt, and let's type the G++ command. Fatal error, no input files. That's good. It means that we can find G++. Now let's try it with Flex. Alright, as you can see, it's actually working. Flex is waiting for us to input stuff on the keyboard, so hit Control C to exit that, and now let's type Bison. Bison, okay, so Bison responded saying we missed some operands after Bison. Alrighty, so assuming that everything went correctly, we should all now have Flex, Bison, and C++ installed on our computers, and everything should be configured the same. Alrighty, well, I hope that this was helpful, and if you have any questions, just let me know in the forum or send me a private message or something like that, and I'll get back to you.